Did you ever download a game in your smartphone and suddenly you started wasting all of your day in that game? While shopping you play, before sleeping you play, and maybe also while driving you can deny sometimes you play. After hours and hours of playing slowly and slowly you begin thinking, how I wasted a full week in this game. If this happened to you, then congratulations, you have been stuck in a Skinner box. Most of the games nowadays, and especially smartphone games, are designed around an idea called Skinner box. The idea is to develop games in a way to trick your mind and implant in your brain a desire toward the game so that you come back again and again and again. So let's get to know the Skinner box. In the 1930s, a man with the name Burrhus Frederick Skinner started studying on how to implant a behavior in some creatures. Skinner made a simple experiment. He put a pigeon in an empty box with only a button in one of its sides. If you push the button, a small door would open and some seeds would drop in. And that's all. This is the Skinner box. Skinner left the pigeon inside the box and he just observed. The pigeon behaved like any other pigeon. He made noises, walked around in the box, and sometimes he did something else. And after a while, the pigeon was hungry. So he started touching everything in the box until he pushed the button. The little door opened and some food dropped. He ate all of the food, but he wasn't full yet. So he turned around until he pushed the button again. The little door opened and some more food dropped. The pigeon isn't smart, but he understood something. Pushing the button equals food. This is how a habit was created with a pigeon. And so was the Skinner experiment. You put a pigeon inside a box, and if the pigeon pushed a button, some food drops in. A simple experiment, isn't it? But what does it have to do with games? Be patient, I will tell you. Skinner repeated the experiment several times with different methods and animals. Sometimes he gives a prize when the button is pushed, and some other times he punishes if it doesn't, and he deducts several things. First, in many creatures you can implant a habit if you give a small prize after doing something, and yes, you can do this to humans. Second, if you give the same prize every time he does the same thing, the creature gets bored and stops doing it. But if you reward him with random things in an irregular form, for example, when you push the button, sometimes you get something and sometimes you get nothing. Or you get something if you push the button every 2 hours. This habit can be given in no time. Third, the physical prizes can make you bored after a while, especially if you reach your biological limit. But if you give the things that are outside the biological limit like money, compliments, or a social approbation, no one gets bored. This discovery made a revolution in many industries like marketing, social media, and finally games. Many games nowadays use the irregular and random prices system, so we replay them every day and keep playing for hours. In another term, you are stuck in a Skinner box. These are some of the ways game developers use to force users to keep playing, which is inspired from the box experiment. The most famous system all of you certainly know is the level system. And believe me, it does exist in many games, a lot of games. Generally, the level system, if you don't know what it is, the game begins with a low level, and the more you play, the more you gain experience points, and the more you level up. Right now you are at the first level, but if you get to the level 5, you will gain this awesome item. Whoa, you're level 5, take it. But if you reach level 10, you will get an ever better item. Okay. Oh, you are at level 10. But this is nothing compared to what you will get at level 15. To be honest, this will keep going forever. You can see that these games are attractive, not because they are necessarily entertaining, but because they make you want to get the prize. How many times you were sleepy at your bed, but you could not stop playing because you wanted one more level? Yep, you are stuck in a Skinner box. Another way to make you stuck in the box. The games use your brain desire toward gambling and challenges. So sometimes they make the gambling a big part of the game. The more you bet, the more you will get. Gambling is one of the most obvious illustrations of Skinner box. You keep playing and playing, hoping you will win next time. There are many other ways used by games to make you come back. Loots, trophies, prizes, and others. And mostly any system in games giving rewards uses the Skinner method. Don't get me wrong, these systems are not necessarily bad. On the contrary, they can be entertaining. But many developers use them to make people addict to their games. And this is for the developer interest, because the more people play the game, the more ads will be displayed, the more chance to buy stuff, and obviously the more money for the developer. Finally, if you are addicted to a certain game, ask yourself, am I playing because I'm having fun or just because I'm used to? If the last one is your answer, then congratulations, you are stuck in the box.